No, he was covered in sick. He was crying. It's this whole big thing. Yeah, nah. Hey guys, Vandy here, back with another review. Today we are looking at this, the Vandy Vape GOVAD RDA. What is it? It is a 24mm RDA from a fairly new company, Vandy Vape. 24mm. It has goon-esque clamp posts. It can fit goon drip tips, which is cool. It has bottom and side airflow, and it's all adjustable in this crazy twisty turny thing. Single coil as well. It's got a single coil thing going on. Let's go down low really quick and then you can see it. Alright guys, here we are up close with the GOVAD RDA from Vandy Vape. This is the packaging. It comes in a box like this. All that good stuff. You want to pause and have a look at that. And explains a bit about the airflow options there. Very good box. And here we have inside it. So we have the RDA, and it looks a bit like that. I'll show you that a bit more in a sec. And we've got loads of drip tip options here, which is really cool, really great. So you've got that one. You've got this sort of smaller one. If we open up the back as well, you can see that there is screws and O-rings, and there's also a normal drip tip adapter there as well. So that's all good. I'll put all that to one side. Let's have a closer look at these drip tip options. So this one's just thinner. It's just going to feel thinner, but ultimately the bore stays the same with these, I think. This one's just got a big thicker feel to it. Takes up more, but ultimately the whole seems about the same again. So it's more just feel. It's more just your choice of feel and look than anything else. So this is the RDA. Now what this has got going on, just semi-unique, is it has the under coil airflow, and it has this adjustable airflow here. So you can close that right off. There's 4 of these going right round. You can close that right off, or you can open it right up, and that is very airy when it's got all of them open like this. You can also adjust this. I'll show you that in a second as well. So we've got our big goon size drip tip here. This is what it looks like underneath. Nice protruding pin. Pretty cool underneath there as well. So pulling this top cap off, you can see where the magic happens. Now this is quite a nice domed top cap. It's pretty cool. The flavour in this thing is tremendous. Now we can look at what's going on here. Now what's best to do first? You can see how I've wicked it here. I'll show you how I've wicked it, so I'll pull the wick out now. I've put absolutely loads of cotton in there, and the reason for that is when I take the top cap off, I'm absolutely putting loads of juice here and here, and I just want all that to soak up, and it can wick its way up to save me from having to take top cap off too often. So if we pull all this out, you can see loads of cotton I've stuffed in there. Look at all that stuff there. Absolutely loads. So try and rag that out. Absolutely stuffed it with cotton, and that was just my preference. You don't have to. You can put way less in if you want, but that's just what I decided to do. Now you can see what is properly going on in here. Really deep chamber. Really deep juice well there. These airflow holes are coming in here. They're going through the post there, and they're hitting the coil just sort of slightly underneath, sort of semi-indirect. So they're going in here, through there, through the brass, and into the chamber there. So it's sort of like an indirect side airflow effect. Now, this is always quite fun, but now I've got to get this cap off. Right, so if we push that off, you can see again how we've got 2 O-rings at the bottom, making it much stiffer. I'll just clean this all up. Okay, so we have got this cap off. So there's 2 O-rings on here, making it much firmer. So this bottom cap stays on even when you pull the top cap off, which is nice. And you can see now how you can adjust so that you don't have to have your underneath airflow on. You could push that on like that, and that would close it up. Back out again. Right, there we go. So you've got your posts. You can see your posts quite clearly here. Your clamp style posts. I've got a little sort of Clapton in there. Yeah, and so you're trapping it under one side and under the other, single coil right across the airflow there. And you've got your deep well, and again you can see right through these holes here, and you can see that yeah, it just adds air, but it's sort of indirect air. There's no way of getting the coil in line with those at all. So yeah, indirect, but it does have that additional airflow, which is good. So you pop your cap back on here like this. Try and line this up correctly, like that. So that's back on like that. Then you put your cap on like this, and this is where you obviously choose how you want it lined up. Doesn't sort of click nicely back in. It's sort of a bit spongy on this O-ring. The O-ring's very close to the bottom, but that is how I've been using it, like that. Very completely open at the bottom, slightly open on the side there, like that. It's got the Vandyvape logo there and GOVAD written there. And that's what's going on this RDA. Let's go back up top. Okay, guys, so that was the Vandyvape GOVAD RDA up close. 45 watts I've got this at. 0.3 this single coil comes at. So yeah, that's what I've got it, and I've got it on the top of this Tesla Nano 120 watt, which review will be coming for this really soon too. I think I've got a vlog next, and then the Nano maybe, or something else. Okay, so what can I say about this? Now, this has received so much praise, and I totally get why. They've done some things very, very well on this. I love that it fits goon tips. It also comes with the adapters. You can put normal drip tips in here. All RDAs now, they need to be the 2 standard sizes of drip tips. Either goon or normal 510 drip tip. I think if all RDAs just did that, that would be immense. Other things that they've done well, I love that it's single coil. There should be more single coil products around. This is an excellent single coil RDA. Why not? It's brilliant. And the clamps work absolutely fine. Piece of cake to build in this thing. It's also very well made. Really well made. I really like it. There's no machining issues at all, or any O-ring issues or anything like that. So it's very good. And the flavour in this thing, I've got it so fully open at the bottom, and then just a tiny bit just to create. It's quite restrictive with just the bottom, so just a tiny bit on all 4, just to give it that tiny extra little bit air to exactly where I want it. And the great thing is that because it's single coil, because it's a nice tight chamber deck sort of thing going on, 45 watts, and it is pumping the power. That's as much power as I need for this. With single coil, it's 45 watts, and I'm getting that really tasty flavour that you might need to go 60, 70 watts on some of these crazy drippers. So that's really nice as well. Really does suit that style, you know, really good. So it's doing a lot right, this. The flavour's superb, the vape quality is superb on this. So it's doing a lot right. But it's not for me. It's not for me, and I don't want to stop the hype train in its tracks, because this has received so much praise, and I totally get it. But it's not for me, and I'll tell you for why. You can't really drip down the drip tip because there's that big airflow hole just sitting there right in the middle, and if you do, it goes in there and it starts getting all gurgly and juice goes down the airflow and stuff. Now you can completely turn off the bottom airflow, but the juice is still going to be going down that hole. It's going to build up, it's going to seep out eventually, so you can't really do that either. So because of the nature of it, you can't really do it. You can't really drip down the drip tip, and that is how I do it. Furthermore, I mean, what most people are going to do that like this, that get this, people that paint their wicks, that they're going to love it. But you pull this cap off, you pull this top cap off. So this one's held on by 2 O-rings, very strong, the bottom bit of the cap, which is great, and the top one just pops off nice and easy. But when you put it back on, you have to line it back up every time with the air holes to your personal satisfaction. So you're pulling it off, and then pulling it off, I'll add a bit of juice. Pulling it off, add a bit of juice. Like this, blah 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 blah, etc. And then you've got to sort of put it on, and it doesn't click in, it doesn't push on, and then you've got to line it up again every time. And to some people that will just be absolutely fine, but for me that is just not how I vape. Yeah, that's the thing. You see other ones, you see other RDAs that you might, you know, say the Goon. You might be a wick painter, and that's fine. You can do that with a Goon too. You can drip down the thing with a Goon. But if you were painting your wicks, it just comes off super easy and back on, no problem at all. Whereas this one, it's off. You know, it's off, faff, then pushing it on. It's not a clicky on, it doesn't jump on, and then you sort of lining it up again. And for me, that's just not how I drip. It's just not how I drip. But if you do paint your wicks, you don't have a problem painting your wicks, wow, the flavour's fantastic. It's a brilliant RDA, absolutely brilliant RDA. I think it's fantastic. Great flavour, easy to build on, really well made. What more can I say? I think it's geniusly designed. Obviously, it's not a squonky RDA. You can't squonk with it, but it's proper good. It's a proper good RDA, but it's just not for me. It's just not for me. Really, really good RDA, but not for me. I've just got to speak the truth on this, and that is the truth. So if it does appeal to your vape style, then definitely check it out because it's a superb RDA. I've been Vandy Vape. I'll see you again soon.